And it is Friday. Can you believe it?
No. I feel like with the eclipse on Monday, it just kind of has, I don't say like prolonged the week, but I don't know, it makes this week extra long.
There's nothing else to look forward to.
Yeah,
or I won't
exactly.
say nothing else to look forward to.
Right, no, there's always stuff to look forward to. But yeah, it was just something about this week. It does seem a little bit longer than normal, but we're here to Friday, and there's so much things to look forward to on this Friday, especially on Studio 10. We're wrapping up the week with some on a grand note, because we have the Singers of the Grand coming on our show. So this is I believe a 10 plus ensemble group out of Grand Ledge, and they have they're celebrating 25 years of being in the area, singing and sharing their skills away. And so they're going to be on the show and talking a little bit about this concert that takes us back a little bit to the vintage, a couple years. They're going to be performing some classics, and they're going to give us a tease. Now, because this band and this group is more than 10, we can't fit them all here. But thankfully, they sent in a nice clip, so we're going to hear a performance, and it's Power of Love. Don't need money, don't need paint. You know that song?
No, I don't.
Okay, all right. Well, then we'll stop singing it.
Anything.
Okay, all right, we're done here. Well, they'll sing much better than I will. Definitely want to tune in for that. And then we also have a fun craft, not headed by me, so no Cole's Crafts today. But you know how friendship bracelets got really popular because of Taylor Swift?
Yes, I actually was watching the Eras tour last night.
Oh yeah?
Yep.
Yeah.
Love it so far. First time watching.
Oh really? Mm-hmm. Oh, okay, cool. So yes, thanks to Taylor, there's been a lot of people very interested into making friendship bracelets, and there is a local bead shop called Beads to Live By in Jackson. And
wait, that's so cool.
Yes, and so she not only sells beads but also has classes online, because you can make more than bracelets with beads. You can make necklaces, you can make earrings, and so she's going to talk us through a little bit about how you can get started in this hobby, how you can take lessons, classes and stuff. And yeah, it's a lot of fun, and how she travels the world to find these amazing beads, and you can add them. Yeah, it's incredible. So definitely tune in for that. I said, don't worry, bead happy.
Bead happy.
Bead happy. But it is, you kind of need first of all, you need good eyesight, because you are you know what I'm saying, putting them on the
string, and then you're I can't.
Yes, but there are
get sweaty and then it falls out.
Yeah. But she has props that you can use for it. So we're excited to have her on. Of course, it's 517 Friday, so we're going to hear all the fun events that you can do this weekend with Sarah Pierce from 517 Living. And then things are going to get a little smelly on Studio 10, because we're talking about the corpse flower.
Oh.
Yes.
No.
Yay. You know what? It might be smelly, but it's cool. Claudia's going to break it down for us, and where we can expect to smell it, I guess. I don't know. We can sense it. I don't know. Just tune into Studio 10 for more details. I think I would check it out. Would you not check it out?
I would sniff it.
Right. Yeah.
You got it. But I think
cross it off the list.
Ugh. I'm like, what is?
There are worse things that I've smelled before, so I'm fine.
You're
I worked at a daycare. So I am.
It's human nature.
Yes, exactly. Or my dad's a hunter. I mean, so you smell a little bit of everything. Yeah, so.
Yes.
Yeah. Are we talking about smells now, since we're done here?
Well, we will see you at 3.
That's right. Smell you later.
Smell you later. I was trying to find something clever. You always have those. God.
All right, let's get to the weather, because that's all the people care about. But this is how you can connect with us.
And if you want to smell that corpse flower or see Studio 10,
learn about it.
Learn about it.
We're not smelling.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, no, we can't have you passing out up there, okay?
No.
No. Well, we'll see you at 3, Nicole. Here's where you can stay up to date with Studio 10. If you want to see any of the fun happening for this weekend, Colton's going to show you your weekend forecast coming up here pretty soon. And so all you have to do is go to WILX Studio 10 on their social media handles. You're going to see what they posted. If you want to go forward or copy that link, pass it on to anybody. Or if you want to rewatch it yourself, brainstorm some ideas of what you can do in the area, whether that's going out to a restaurant, an event, or just staying in the comfort of your own home and finding something creative to do. So make sure to check it out, and Studio 10 at WILX.com. Great place to go if you want to do any sponsorships with them. So there you go. But,
And, you know, every Friday they have the 517 Friday segment where they talk about events and things that are happening in the 517 on the weekend. So that's always a fun thing to see, some of the cool things you can do.
Yes. Well, what's not so cool, or what's making it cool outside, I should say, is all the rain and the wind and
yeah, you know,
all of that fun.
Right now we're seeing some of the strongest winds that we've seen throughout the day. Right now, with wind gusts around 40 miles per hour. This is kind of as expected. This is exactly what we thought was going to happen. We saw the rain begin yesterday, and then we saw the rain continue today, and we knew that the winds were going to pick up today as well, and here they are. And I can show you the current wind gust. Now, this is as of 2 o'clock, and you can see that the current wind gust was lancing 40 miles per hour, the strongest wind gust they've seen, 35 miles per hour in Jackson, all coming in from the west. There's a slightly northwest component to it, too. But very windy out there, and I can tell you that for the rest of the day, we'll see these strong wind gusts be around anywhere between about 35 to 45 miles per hour. So it's not damaging wind gusts, I don't think. Maybe a few weak tree branches or things like that may come down, but I don't expect widespread power outages. In fact, I'll check right now. Keep the graphic up.
Yeah,
I'm
keep
looking
the graphic
at
up.
something.
We'll check some things out. Should I check a map?
Wanted to see. So there are 7,000 Consumers Energy customers without power. Actually, it does look like we might want to pull that up because right along I-69, it looks like there's a couple power outages. 288 customers without power.
Yeah, let me pull this up right now.
Just northeast of Hazlitt. But yeah, so in total, Consumers Energy has about 7,221 customers without power, but a lot of these are up towards West Branch and up that way, so they're pretty far away. But there are some outages being reported here in mid-Michigan, just on the northeast side of Lansing. You can see some of these outages right here.
There we go.
So this is getting close to that Clinton-Shiawassee County line here. 288 customers without power there. There's another outage kind of just south of Langsburg. So not terribly, not a ton of outages right now, but there are some. And I would suspect that a lot of that has to do from the wind that we've been seeing out there. And we'll likely see the wind continue to be an issue for the rest of the day. So hopefully we don't see any more power outages. But it probably won't be until tonight that we start to see the wind relax a bit. And I do think that the winds are less strong tomorrow, but they'll still be noticeable. There'll be a nice breeze tomorrow as well, but not near as strong as what we're going to see. So I know everyone loves this graphic.
I love it so much. My parents love this graphic.
Oh, yeah? Mm-hmm. So if it was trash day for you, good luck finding your trash can when you get home, because I think it might be in your neighbor's yard or maybe down the street.
I did hear the garbage truck this morning.
Yeah, some people have trash day on Fridays. So it is going to be one of those days. And make sure, too, if you have anything that's in your yard, you don't want that blowing away either because of these very strong winds. Now, two things about today, right? It's been the wind and it's been the rain. So I want to show you what we've seen in precipitation-wise. Now, this is just since midnight. Lansing picking up 0.37, Jackson at 0.26. And you notice how we don't get a ton of reports. Not every single weather station records precipitation, so these are just the ones that do.
Oh, okay.
There's one in Mason that doesn't record anything. St. John, same thing there. Owasso, same thing. So these are just the official numbers that we have. And this is since midnight, so that 0.37 in Lansing actually pushes our rainfall total through the event over an inch. Same thing in Jackson. So we said 1 to 2 inches, and that's exactly what we've seen from the system. But the good news is, and this is what I can report, is that on radar right now, we're finally starting to see the rain begin to move away from us. It has taken quite some time.
It's a lot of green.
There is a lot of green still, but it is in a better direction here. And the reason for this is because the low pressure is now moving up even north of Ottawa into Canada, and that's going to continue to lift off to the north and east. So we will start to see less and less effects from it. So just a few showers remain, but we are on the drying trend here, which is some welcome news because it seems like it's been raining forever. I know we got a little bit of a break yesterday, but it has been certainly a rainy feel all day long today. And then you can see that by the time we get towards sunset tonight, we should be dry. Finally. And
You sound relieved.
I sound relieved because it's just been raining, it seems like forever. But the good news is, too, is that this moves out this evening, and then tonight we should start to get rid of some of the clouds as well. In fact, by tomorrow morning, I think we'll see clear skies. And you know what that means is that as we wake up Saturday morning, we'll see the sunshine.
Yay.
A much brighter and better looking day for Saturday.
You know, I heard Justin Kent saying earlier, he's like, you know, I wish it were summer right now. I'm sick of all these showers. And I was like, yeah, I'm sure a lot of people are feeling that way.
Welcome to spring in Michigan.
Oh, yes.
And we have temperatures that tomorrow that'll be close to 60 degrees. We will have the sunshine returning, and it's going to be a really nice day. Just a bit breezy on Saturday. Now, the one thing about the weekend that we need to watch out for is Saturday night into Sunday. Now, there may be a weak system that comes in, tries to bring us an isolated shower or storm, mainly in northern parts of the area. I don't think everyone sees this, so I really don't think it's a huge deal, but it is in the forecast, a very slim possibility. Don't be surprised, especially early in the day on Sunday, but I do think overall, Sunday's going to be really nice, and we should see some sunshine take over, and we'll see a really nice day, and it's going to be much warmer as we head into Sunday afternoon. So look at these temperatures, 59 tomorrow, 72 on Sunday. How about that? So that's a nice looking day on Sunday, and I know that the Lugnuts play in Lansing. If you wanted to go to the game, that'd be a really nice day to do so.
Yeah,
or just do anything outside, really.
And it's not too hot either. I know sometimes when you're out at those baseball games, you're like drenching in your sweat. It's too hot to be there. This is perfect.
Yeah, I always say that the most perfect weather, at least in my opinion, at least perfect warm weather.
Yeah.
Because perfect weather to me might be snow. But
no, get that out.
70s, low 70s. It's going to be fantastic outside. So Sunday and even Monday. I think Monday is also a really nice day heading into next week. But I do want to show you the temperature trend because there is a little bit of everything in this forecast. Now, keep in mind, we're on the up and up the next couple of days with temperatures getting back up into the 70s beginning Sunday. And then we keep the 70s around for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Our models have backed off a little bit in terms of temperature for early next week, but still, either way, well above average. And we'll stay that way through Thursday. Now, beginning Tuesday and lasting through Thursday, it does become a lot more unsettled with our weather. There could be some showers and maybe even a few thunderstorms around each of those days. And then eventually on Thursday, that's the day of change. We'll have a cold front come in, and there's the end result. So by the time we get towards this time next week, we will be cooling way back down into the 40s for highs, and then we stay cool all through next weekend as well.
So if there's any plans to do outside, you want to do it, you know, on the later half this week or weekend, and then early part of next week.
Yeah, I think Monday is dry, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, there will be some chances for some rain. Next week with those highs in the 40s, one thing we'll have to watch out for, especially the fact that we're going to see so many days in a row well above average. A lot of things are going to start blooming and things like that. And what we need to watch out for next weekend is the potential of seeing some frost and maybe even a freeze next weekend. So we'll have to keep a close eye on that. Obviously, it's still several days out. Things may change, or many days out, I should say, more than several. So that's just something we'll keep in mind. It is still April. Our average low this time of year is still in the middle 30s, but we'll have to keep an eye on that frost and freeze potential because I think that may be a thing by next weekend. But we'll keep you updated as we get closer to that. Especially, too, because I think things are really going to start to blossom over the next several days very quickly, especially with the rain that we just saw. Then we're going to add in some sunshine, and we're going to add in some warmer temperatures. So things are really going to start moving quickly in that direction. So we'll have to watch out for that frost or freeze next weekend.
I know. Well, the plants and crops are probably all like, "Oh, it's time. Oh, is it time? Do I do this?"
Well, luckily, and
it's like a green stop sign.
And a lot of it you have to watch out for, especially when it comes to the fruit trees and things like that, is that they do reach a point where they've blossomed enough that they can actually handle a frost to freeze a little bit better. So whether or not we reach that stage, hopefully we do, and then there's no issue. But we'll keep an eye on that. I know a lot of farmers and things like that will be keeping a close eye on the forecast for next weekend because it is going to be feeling much colder.
Well, until then, make sure you go enjoy this weekend, but grab the umbrella, keep that around for today. Keep it in your car, especially for this weekend with that isolated shower.
Yeah.
But we do get the 70s.
We do get the 70s, and we'll get the sunshine tomorrow. So trending in a nice direction.
All right. Well, anything else you'd like to add, Colton?
No, I don't think so. No, we'll be on Studio 10 first at 4. Getting you ready for the weekend. And of course, we always like to put a plug in for our News 10 First Alert Weather Special, oh my goodness, app.
You did have the First Alert Weather Special, which was the Path to Preparedness. There you go.
The weather special has been on the mind lately. But yeah, the First Alert Weather app, download it for free. It is in the Google Play and App Store. Lots of people download it. We always appreciate it. And we'll post video updates in there through the weekend, beyond, and always. We always have updates in there for you.
Sounds good. Well, until then, Colton, we'll see you coming up at 3 o'clock on Studio 10, then first half 4.
Yep, have some more work to do, and I'll go get working on it.
All right, sounds good. Good for you. Look at you. All right, well, here's what we have coming up on first half 4 and our 90 minutes of news. As Colton runs down to the studio, we are going to be running into the Izzo Legacy Run. So, coming up on, let's see here, April 20th of this year, it is a run, walk, and roll for the 2024 Izzo Legacy. And so happening on Saturday, April 20th, the Izzo family partners up with Playmakers to host this experience on Michigan State University's campus. And it connects everyone from across the community, whether they're an alumni, a student, or just someone in the community. And you can participate in events including a 5K run and walk, a 5K roll, half-mile walk, and there's even children's races and a virtual, I know I said that weird, children's races. Crystal's making fun of me. And a virtual 5K. So all of these events, of course, you know Tom Izzo, head basketball coach. No, who's he? No, head basketball coach for the Michigan State men's basketball team. And I mean, he's been such a great coach, of course, such a well-known figure across our area.
Absolutely.
And really uplifting. I've got Aaron right next to me, but of course, you know, he's involved in basketball. He's going to get you active as well, and maybe he'll be, you know, yelling at you to run faster or
maybe
something.
That would get me going. I'll tell you what. If Izzo's yelling at me to run, I'm running.
You're running.
That is for sure. That is for sure.
Oh yes, but yes, that's what we have coming up on Mid Michigan Matters today. In fact, Lupe Izzo is coming in to talk about what you need to know for this Izzo Legacy Run. So very exciting stuff.
Awesome.
And then coming up, News 10 at 5, we continue to follow the breaking news we brought you earlier today. Jordan Burrell will have the latest on an officer-involved shooting in the area of North Waverly and West Saginaw Highway. And we'll tell you about the changes coming up on News 10 at 5. Again, Jordan Burrell will have that story in the very latest. Coming up on News 10 at 5:30, our Fred Heumann introduces us to a Michigan State University employee who is preparing to run in the Boston Marathon on Monday. That is one of those, yeah, like a major marathon.
That's so cool.
It's not like a major marathon. It is a major marathon. And so, yeah, running in that 26.2 miles.
Super cool.
That is incredible. So, yes, Fred Heuman's going to check in with that. What a great accomplishment. I know they still have to run it, but the training in itself is phenomenal. So, way to go. Coming up, News 10 at 6. Finally, 2 major storylines out of today's MSU Board of Trustees meeting. And so the first is the housing and dining rates for the incoming first-year students will increase by nearly 7%. And that's affecting both dining and also housing costs. So we'll tell you coming up, yeah, I know, we're Spartan alums, so we're like, ooh, we already know those prices, and now they're raising them nearly 7% for those incoming students, the first-year incoming students. So coming up on News 10 at 6, we'll tell you what the money is going toward. Plus, the board has completed the transfer of Larry Nassar investigation documents to the Attorney General's office. All of those coming up, and those 2 things with the MSU Board of Trustees meeting, that'll be coming up News 10 at 6. So that is what we have coming up during our 90 minutes of news. I do have Aaron Bowling standing next to me who's going to share what else we have coming up during our 90 minutes of news. Aaron.
It's one of those, you know, Friday fun day. I got a nice feel-good story for you guys today. News 10 at 6. So this morning, I had the opportunity to meet Gandhi's grandson.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, I said it. Gandhi's grandson. He's Dr. Gandhi is his name. He's also a professor. He visited Waverly High School this morning and spoke with students about his grandfather's connection to the U.S. Civil Rights Movement. So it was really, really interesting. Like, we got to see a picture of him sitting on Gandhi's lap when he was like a 2-year-old. We got to see another picture of Dr. Gandhi, Gandhi's grandson, who spoke today. Picture of him with Martin Luther King Jr. And he just talked about, you know, all of his experiences in, you know, activism and peaceful protest, and he's written a lot of autobiographies, just all kinds of stuff. I think they said, I don't want to misspeak, but I believe they said he's written around 15 books. Yeah, really, really smart guy, very knowledgeable, and just a really cool piece of like
Continuing history.
Yeah, living history coming out of Waverly High School today. And the students had really interesting questions, really thought-provoking questions. So I'll have some of the answers to those thought-provoking questions on News 10 at 6, as well as, hearing from some of the students about what it was like to meet him and what the whole experience was like. So he got there early this morning. They have an International Student Alliance. They actually helped facilitate the talk. And they had like a small group meeting, and then he met with maybe 100 students from Waverly High School, and then they ended it with like another small group meeting. There's pictures, autographs, all that fun stuff. He's actually in town to speak at MSU this afternoon, but the International Student Alliance works with a very similar program at MSU, and so the MSU director of that very similar program reached out and said, hey, Dr. Gandhi, he's coming to East Lansing to talk to us. Would you guys like to host him as well? And obviously they were like, yes, absolutely.
Get him in here.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So News 10 at 6, you get to meet the grandson of the grandson of Gandhi. Yes.
She told me this earlier, right before the 11, or right after the 11, maybe. Either way.
Something like that.
She was like, you would not believe this. I was like, that is so cool.
I had just gotten back to the station from getting to meet him, and it was crazy. I took like a selfie with him, got to shake his hand. He's 88. Yeah, he's 88. Yeah,
wow.
So quite old. He's around the same age, just for some context for you, he's around the same age as Martin Luther King Jr. So just to give a little bit of a context there as to how old he is. But yeah, it was so interesting. And he had a lot of really profound things to say, just talking about, equality, respect for other people, how you can, fight for what you believe is right, but how you can do that in a way that is effective and positive and respectful.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
You can have differing opinions from other people, but knowing that you respect yourself, you respect the other person, and to agree to disagree. I know we hear that all the time, but even just finding ways to communicate, have that respect.
Huge.
Advocating for what you want still without the violence, without putting other people down too.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of times when it comes to those things, we talk about in politics and everything else.
Right.
Sometimes when you're looking at the one side, it's just you're bashing the other person instead of this is what I have to offer. It's like you're trying to take the other person down. It's like why do that? That hurts,
Yeah. And he really, spoke to we're all human, and he spoke to, his grandfather, Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King Jr., they all knew that you're never going to accomplish something by humiliating other people, disrespecting other people, getting upset with other people. That's not solving any, problems for us.
Right.
And it was just really interesting.
You. Yeah, I'm sure. I just want to have you keep talking about it. But.
The piece that stuck out to me the most, and one of the students said this as well, he spoke. So one of the questions a student asked was, do you feel a sort of pressure to be in activism and to be so interested in these topics just because your grandpa is Gandhi? And his answer was really interesting. He said, you have to have respect for other people and their opinions and what they think of you and just what they think in general. But it's very different from being concerned with what other people are thinking of you and acting out of that concern of what other people are going to think of you. So, appreciating what other people have to say, respecting what other people have to say, but not letting that dictate the way you behave and the way you go about your life. I thought that was really, really interesting. Yeah, I could go on and on. He talked for maybe an hour in total, so I have all this very philosophical and thought-provoking stuff going on in my head right now. I could go on and on and on.
Yeah, I want to discuss more of this.
Full interview, right? Well, I guess full speech, but yeah, it was such an interesting experience, definitally.
I have no words or questions to ask you, so just keep telling it, like whatever you can add it.
He was really funny. He was talking about how his wife would describe him, and he just was like a very normal guy. He wasn't like otherworldly and like so different from you and I. He was very, very normal and very down to earth. It was so cool. Yeah.
Well, it is awesome when you look at it and you're like, that's Gandhi's grandson, and so you idealize this person, and for them they're like, I'm just a regular human being like you.
Yeah, it's so cool. But
still doing great things.
Yes, News 10 at 6. Tune in. Get to meet Gandhi's grandson. So cool. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Erin.
Yes, thank you, Taylor.
That's coming up. we'll just learn more. We'll learn more coming up. Okay, well,
Awesome.
we will see you then.
What else you got going on today, Taylor?
What else do I have going on? I'm trying to look through here. We have a lot of different videos going on.
Oh.
We have to share our You're Not Alone mental health series.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yes, got that going on.
You know, I'm going to give a little shout out to our anchor, Ann Emmerich.
Yes.
I don't know if you guys ever watched Investigate TV on News 10, but Investigate TV goes all across the country. And one of her You're Not Alone stories just aired today on Investigate TV.
Yes.
Oh, that was really cool.
Yeah.
Just wanted to give a quick shout out, just thinking about You're Not Alone.
Yeah.
Your stories here in mid-Michigan can have an impact all across the world. Speaking about mental health, you know, it impacts everybody, and it's so powerful.
Yeah, and the story that she had was on this attorney in the area who, you know, he was an attorney, and then he started going down a really bad route. Addiction, and he just, it's hard, you know, when you're in that headspace yourself. Sometimes you could be hearing all the positive things, you could have that support group, and you know, sometimes it's just hard to be like, well, I'm just in my own head, I can't even get out. I want to be happy, you know, I want to do this, but when you're just down in your own head, sometimes you got to feel the feelings, you got to let it out, which is difficult. I know you've been there. We've shared some stories together about our own personal lives. I've been there, and no, it's tough, but it is nice to have the resources and at least know that there's the support group out there. And so Ann's story was on this attorney who hit rock bottom, was homeless, had addiction, was living in dumpsters under the bridge, and so
I just thought it was so interesting, you know, talking about You're Not Alone. Just wanted to make sure you guys know that the stories of the people of Mid-Michigan, you know, the stories that you share are impacting and helping people all across the country. I just thought that was so cool. But yeah, thank you so much for having me. Tune in, News 10 at 6.
Tune in.
Got to.
And there's Ann walking in right now. We're just talking about your piece on Investigate TV Plus.
Whoop, whoop. We're talking about You're Not Alone, so obviously I have to, so cool.
There we go. We are not alone.
Never.
Yes, that is what Ann just said. So, and knowing that you're not alone, thank you so much, Erin, for being up here.
Thanks for having me. It's always so fun.
Oh, yes. Well, I love you, girl. All right. The You're Not Alone mental health series, of course, the resources are through that QR code on your screen on the right-hand side. All you have to do is bring out your cell phone camera. You're going to scan that QR code and tap on it, and then a link will appear. From there, you are able to see the list of resources through that link on WILX.com, our website, and see the different resources across mid-Michigan. That's from Clinton County, Eaton, Ingham, Ionia, Jackson, Lenawee, Shiawassee, through all of those counties across our mid-Michigan area. You're able to see a variety and a handful of different links to those resources of mental health care professionals. They can provide you with the guidance on treatment and prevention. And like Erin was saying, with Ann's story that ran today at 1 o'clock on Investigate TV Plus, Investigate TV Plus also runs weekdays at 1 p.m. So feel free to tune in anytime to there as well. But like Erin was saying, even community members, people who are just like you and I, you know, you go through things in life, you never know the plan that life has for you. It just comes your way, and that's life. But with that, there are resources to help you through those hard times when it is more challenging. And so Ann's piece is really powerful in showing how this man hit rock bottom and, you know, got out of it. How that whole journey, that is what that story is on, and it really is impactful to see everything that he built himself back up to and getting back on his feet. And knowing that he's not alone. So great story right there. Make sure to go check that out again. And just stay tuned all year long here on News 10. Throughout the month, we're going to be having stories on Studio 10, first at 4, our 90 minutes of news. And you can just check it out all right there. And also when we have it on air as well. So we'll have all of that on News 10 again, and just know that you're not alone. Something else is if you want to share your story, feel free to email us at newstips@wilx.com, and you'll be able to, you know, reach out. You can even call in to our station as well if you have a story idea, or not even, I don't even want to call it that. No, not story idea, but share your story. For those who, you know, are vulnerable and brave to open up, we thank you for that, because hey, you know, we go through it too. Life can be hard, but we are tough. So that is my message, my Friday message for you. But we do want to see what Justin Kent has coming up during News 10 at 5:30. So we're going to toss it to him. Justin.
Michigan State University's use of mass timber in the building of this STEM research building has Michigan Department of Natural Resources reaching out to them to help get some contacts for their new office up north. I'll have more on that story coming up for you guys in our 5:30 show.
All right, thank you, Justin. Michigan State University helping out. So speaking again on the construction of the building and some of the materials that they used, he'll be talking about that coming up News 10 at 5:30. Before we wrap up here, I do want to give one last quick look outside. This is over Delta Township, right on Saginaw Highway. And you just take a little look around there. You see the dark clouds still making a strong appearance in the sky. And then I'll try to give you a live look in Jackson right now too. Just getting live looks all across. Oh, and it is raining in Jackson. You're seeing the raindrops on the camera right now. And then let's see if we can get you a look at Michigan State University as well. We're just going to keep switching here. Why not? Give me just a second. All right, live look over Michigan State University. Clouds are very strong and puffy over there as well. So Colton Cichoracki will have more into your First Alert forecast coming up here in just under half an hour for Studio 10, followed by First at 4. And that is everything that you can look forward to coming up on News 10 today on this Friday. So you have made it almost to the weekend. I know we're all excited. I know Nicole was saying that the eclipse probably threw us off this week, and I agree. I had Monday off, and I feel like this has been a weird week. So if you need to get back to it, hopefully this weekend is nice and relaxing for you, a time to recenter yourself, be around that support group of people, and just take care of yourself and others. So again, make sure you're tuning in for Erin Bowling's story, where she, heard the speech at Waverly High School from Gandhi's grandson. That's just phenomenal. So make sure you're staying tuned with News 10 here today. We've got a lot of great stories and a lot of things to update you on. We want to make sure that you are staying informed with us. So have a great Friday, everyone.